Oh, guys. Well, I flew out to London. I guess it was, what are we, Saturday? Sunday today. Is it Sunday today?
It is.
Last Saturday, I flew out to London for promotion for Green Street Hooligans.
Woo!
And, yeah. And I was there, and we did, I got there on a Saturday, and saw an old friend on that day. I was exhausted. Only got like 4 hours of sleep that night, not because I stayed out, but because I'd had like too much coffee and it reacted to jet lag and I couldn't get to sleep. And then the whole next day, on a Sunday, which was terrible, full day of press. And then went out with some of the people from the film, which was nice, kind of nice reunion. We hadn't seen each other since Austin, Texas, and we were there for South by Southwest. And then the following day, a full day of press there. Still in London, sequestered at the Dorchester Hotel. That's the nature of these things. Is you go, you don't go to the city. You go from the airport to the hotel, hotel to the airport. That's it. You don't see anything. It's like quarantine, essentially. Except you're not ill. And so then we flew the following day. We had some press in the morning. Cool Miley show again out on BBC Radio 1. I'm a big fan of hers, and she's adorable and amazing. Always fun to see her. That was great. And I missed the Foo Fighters were actually in town next day. And it was at the time that we were flying up to go to Edinburgh for the film festival there, the Fringe Festival. They did a 3 or 4 song show for Joe Wiley in the end this time. And they also played the Astoria in London like the night previous, like maybe not even out. So then I went to Edinburgh. Never been to Edinburgh before. That was amazing. Hotel, so it didn't matter. Oh, it's beautiful through the windows. What an amazing city. Oh, the drive's nice. It was amazing, actually. One of the most beautiful cities from just that first experience of being there, and I think I've ever been to. Really actually reminded me of Prague. Kind of a smaller, more condensed Prague. So I have to go back. And Billy was actually not in town, and I think he was in Glasgow, and then he had to leave, so I didn't get a chance to see Bill. I also missed a really great band. Is this too much detail?
No.
When I was at the festival, the night that I was there for the premiere of Green Street, a band that I love from Glasgow happened to be playing that same night, and I couldn't make it. It's a band called Sons and Daughters, who are amazing. If anybody knows them, they don't go get the record. Repulsion Box, amazing. So I missed that show. Yay! We had dinner in this kind of really cool cavern sort of restaurant. The screening went really well. We had a Q&A session after the screening, which was great. And we had a little party, but it was kind of a party that had mixed a couple of different films that were in town at the same time. So there was a few different people there. And then I went home to get some sleep, which was good. Not a lot of sleep on that tour. We woke up the next day, did another interview. And then we traveled back to London. But we get to the airport and realized that the plane was delayed 3 hours. So instead of having 3 hours free in London to hang out, or I wanted to catch some friends, we hung out at the airport for 3 hours, which was awesome. I love Liz. Love them. Because I just love airports. So then we managed to get on the plane finally, got back to London just in time to get changed for the premiere there. And then we went to Soho House and had a really lovely... See, because after parties for these premieres tend to be a bit mad sometimes. There's a lot of people. But the cool thing about the Soho House party was it was really small and really intimate, and mainly just people that worked on the movie. And a lot of the cast members who didn't get a chance to go to Edinburgh, or who we hadn't seen in a while, came to the film then, and also to the Soho House thing. So we got to catch up with a lot of people, which was wonderful, wonderful. A lot of the cast that I hadn't seen in a while. And some old friends of mine came in to say hello as well, which was great. And then, the following morning, left for New York. I was in New York for a night. Left the next day for Toronto. Go to Canada. And then, did a convention there, and then I got on a plane the same. Slept in Canada in a room that had a window to the stadium. Okay, so I'm at, okay, anybody baseball fans?
Yeah.
I'm not, but you'll appreciate this. So I get to the hotel, and I had to have my room changed because it wasn't a smoking room. I apologize. So they gave me this room. And so they changed the room, and you go to the room, it's a 2-story room, and it has a staircase that goes upstairs, awesome, and there was a window directly, it was in the stadium. So I open up like these 2 glass partitions, and there are the Blue Jays playing the game. It's completely insane, almost like a floor-to-ceiling glass window with these 2 things that you could pull open so you could actually hear the scream of the crowd, almost smell the hot dogs. Amazing. It's really, the novelty of that was great. Novelty wore off a bit though, because I then went upstairs to go to sleep. Now downstairs, I shut the blinds, and it had like, you know, the kind of slightly transparent blinds and then the double blinds so you can't see through it, it darkens the room and everything's great. Well, then I went upstairs to go to sleep, and I saw the double blinds, and I tried to pull them down, and it was kind of nailed to the wall. And it kind of was on a nail, and I took that off, and realized that it was only that short on either side, and that they don't turn the lights off in the stadium at night. So, literally, giant window, bed, TV, lights of the stadium. All night. And how surreal is that? So I went to bed with like, you know, these kind of fluorescent giant lights peeking through my window. Wake up to the same thing. Kind of feels like you haven't been asleep. You know, then I like Alaska during like the summer months when it's bright all day. Kind of like that. And then and of course, I wake up and then they'd shut the dome, so I didn't see any day. It's this weird thing of like not quite knowing what's what. Very strange. Then I got out of the hotel and just found everything. Yeah, and I did the convention there, and that was good. I got to speak to some fans there, and that was nice. And then I got on a plane that same day, flew down here, got here at about midnight. To no room service because they ended at midnight. But the kind night manager did bring me some water and a beer, which is lovely. And then I woke up and I watched a bit of School of Rock, which was on television. Mr. Jack Black, absolutely hilarious. And then, guys, here I am.